Hi guys, it's me, Skylar Capri, and today I'm going to walk through 5 project pan or project use it up tips. I know with the Bath & Body Works semi-annual sale coming, a lot of us want to start going through our collections, taking inventories, and then starting project pans. So that said, I thought I would put together some of my favorite tips for you to run a successful project. That said, if you're returning to my channel, welcome back, and if you're new here, welcome. We do all things body care on my channel, so if that sounds like something interesting to you, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Without further ado, let's dive right on into the video. All right, you guys, so we have 5 tips to talk about today, and whether you're starting a project pan for the first time, so you're looking for some guidance on how to choose which products to include, or maybe you've done some project pans in the past or are currently in the midst of a project and you're looking for some guidance or wondering, why am I not using these up? Like, I'm always reaching for something else. Hopefully this video will be helpful. My first tip is going to be start with or include fragrances that you like. Now, I know usually for project pan, this is to get rid of those items that only have a little bit left or work through some items that aren't your favorite. I find that when I pick items and fragrances that just aren't my favorite and that's all I have in my project, I find myself using those for a little bit and then I'm like, okay, I really don't want to use these anymore. I want to use my tried and true favorites. So I end up just going back to my normal collection and kind of forgetting about the project. So I always recommend pick out a couple of your favorites to incorporate into the project. That way, if you're getting a little bit sick of the items that aren't your favorite, you definitely have something that you're already wanting to work on anyways, and it's something that you'll definitely love. Now, the other thing that goes along with sometimes picking your favorites is also picking some seasonally relevant fragrances. I have definitely made the mistake where I only had a little bit left of maybe a fall fragrance, but I was in the spring, and I was like, you know what, I'll just use this fall fragrance up, like I really don't have that much left. And I found myself pretty much doing everything not to use that one. So I find that it's a lot easier, and I know this is such simple thinking, but I find that it's a lot easier to use those seasonally relevant fragrances during that season. And even if it's just a little bit left, maybe just waiting for that season to come, I find that after I put that product out of my project and waited until the fall, I found that I was a lot more excited to use it. It went by a lot quicker, and it definitely aligned with what was coming out in the store anyways, so I felt like I was still getting the vibe with all the new stuff coming out without having to purchase anything new. The next tip I have is to pick 2 items in each category. Now, I'm the type of person where I can't fly through like 5 body washes in a month. That is just way too much for me. If I'm lucky, I will get through like 1 full-size body wash, maybe. Like, I don't fly through products. So I know that having a bunch of variety and choosing 5 of each item is just way too much. Now, I've also done the thing where I've just picked 1 item, and I will tell you that it gets very boring very quickly, and you'll find yourself wanting to reach for something else. So I find that my happy medium is picking 2 of each product or type. So I have 2 body washes, 2 body lotions, 2 fine fragrance mist. Really, regarding the body care, those are the 3 that I use, and having the 2 gives me an option, but I'm not overwhelmed. And because I only have the 2, rather than just seeing very small dips on all of the products, I actually get to make some noticeable progress on each of the products that I have. So definitely something I've learned. 1 is just way too boring. 5 is just way too overwhelming for me. So 2 is the happy medium. The third is going to be to include a quick win. So what I mean by this, maybe you have a travel size item, maybe you have a hand cream, maybe you have a full size item that has like this much left in it. Put that in your project because it's going to be super encouraging just to get that empty early on. Now, I think it can be really hard when you're putting all full size, all like full to the brim products in your project, especially if you're someone that does monthlies, because I know for me, that's going to be really hard to completely use up, and it's going to take me a while to get some empties. So I always want to include stuff that's maybe half full, maybe a fourth full, and have some full items along the way. But I find that having maybe 1 or 2 quick win items, could be a pocket bag, could be a hand soap, could just be an item that you have very little left of, I find is super encouraging and definitely keeps me motivated to continue using my project items. Now, tip number 4 seems again like an obvious one, like most of these, but put your items items where you can see them. For the longest time, I had my fine fragrance mist and my body lotions under my bathroom cabinet, so I would almost like forget to use them. I would know they were down there, but I would like walk out of the shower, I'd be like ready to go with my day, and I'd be like, oh, I forgot to put on lotion, but like I'm not going back and putting it on now. So then I would just skip usage on that for the day until the night. So for me, I find, and if you watch my Project Pan videos, you'll know that I like that little pink basket. I find that putting all of my products for the Project Pan that are not like shower items, so fine fragrance mist, hair care items, even like a pocket bag, or I mean the hand soap sits out on my bathroom counter. Having them sit out on my bathroom counter has made me use them so much more. I feel like this is definitely apparent in my lotion usage. I don't know what it is just about making the switch from the lotion under the cabinet to on top of my bathroom vanity. I have found that I am able to fly through lotions right now. I don't think it was ever about not using enough each time I was using it. I think it was simply that I just really wasn't reaching for it. So I maybe have only used it 5 times a month, and now I'm using it 20 times a month, 15 times a month, and you will see the progress on the lotions going down and down and down. And I definitely was shocked just how much of a difference that one difference made. Now, the last and final tip number 5, is to use your items unconventionally. It can be very easy if you have a fine fragrance mist you can't stand, that you're like, okay, I don't like this fragrance, I don't want to smell like this fragrance, or just doesn't work with my skin chemistry. How do I use this? Do I just like waste it and spray it everywhere? Like, how do I use this up without wasting it or just using more? Now, I do have a couple of ideas for each one, and honestly, if it's a product that you really don't like, see if you can give it away. If it's totally full and you haven't used it yet, see if you can donate it, see if you can give it to a friend. Like, you don't have to use products that you truly cannot stand, but if there are products that you like, but they're just not your favorite, or maybe over time you've noticed that your preferences have changed, there are a couple of unconventional ways that I find myself still working my way through things. Now, for fine fragrance mist, one of the best is going to be just a general room spray or a linen spray. This has happened with some of my floral fragrances. They go super powdery, like almost a baby powder style vibe. That's not something that I want to wear throughout the day. However, it is something that I might like on my bedding or on like my curtains or something like that. So that's one of my favorite ways to work my way through a fine fragrance mist. Again, with something like a shower gel, if you're running out of hand soap, and this is one of my favorites, diluting that shower gel a little bit, or I think they're calling it body wash now, diluting it a little bit and making making the foaming hand soaps out of body washes is one of my favorite hacks. Because sometimes I love a fragrance in a pocket bag or hand soap, but I find that in the shower, it's just not one of my favorites, but you've already bought it and you do like the scent. I feel like diluting it to the hand soap is a perfect way to use those body washes. And because you're able to get the body wash on such a good deal at the single deal days or the semi-annual sales, and you only need a small amount to make this more diluted hand soap, you're definitely getting a lot more bang for your buck rather than purchasing just the original like foaming hand soaps that Bath & Body Works makes. So that is going to be a tip for body wash. And the last way to use some of your products more unconventionally would be with those lotions or body creams. And I actually really like to use these as shaving creams. I find that I get a really smooth shave and they're super moisturizing. So maybe if it's not your favorite, or it leaves a residue, or you find that as the creams have yellowed, they're starting to stain your clothes or robes or towels, definitely recommend using them in the shower as either an in-shower lotion or a shaving cream substitute. But you guys, that really wraps up my 5 tips for decluttering and project panning. Let me know if these were helpful in the comments down below. And if you guys have any tips or ways you use your products unconventionally, I would love to hear them in the comments as well. You guys have had some really fun ideas over the years, and definitely some that I still use, so please share all the knowledge. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, found it helpful, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye, guys!